Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now back to the election and Labour's campaign launch. One man who has been a vocal backer of Jeremy Corbyn is the musician Billy Bragg. But now he's fallen out with the party over its refusal to countenance electoral pacts. I spoke to him earlier. I began by asking him if now was really the right time to start a progressive alliance with other parties.
I'm not sure that people are going to be voting on party policy in this election. This is a very special election. It's going to be dominated by Brexit and by Scottish independence, two constitutional issues. And traditionally, the Labour Party has been strong on devolution, but it's not been strong on looking at ways that we could reform the constitution and particularly reform the voting system so that everybody's vote counts. And that's what people are trying to do by bringing together a progressive alliance to ensure that everybody on the progressive side of politics, when they cast a vote, it counts. And if the Labour Party aren't willing to put forward a new voting system, a reform voting system that does that, then people are going to do it themselves.
Well, it's very evident they're not going to put it forward. I mean, they're effectively ticking you off and saying, no, we're not doing this.
Well, I think they have to recognise that we're in the 21st century now, not in the 20th century. We're seeing right across Europe and in the United States of America, the old idea of a clear left and a clearly defined right in politics is breaking down somewhat. And I do speak to Labour people about this, and they say nobody talks about the Constitution on the doorstep. But, you know, Brexit and Scottish independence are going to dominate at this election. They're both constitutional issues. And I think the Labour Party, which has always done really well by devolving power away from the centre, needs to look very hard, not just at the voting system, but how to devolve power to people in England, to allow people in England to take back some control as well.
But isn't the essence of democracy giving people choice? You can't impose choice on them and say, no, we won't put that candidate there, you'll have to vote for one of the others.
I agree. It is, in essence, it is a choice, and people are facing very difficult choices at this election, because I think this is an election. It's going to be more about feelings this time, and I think a lot of people out there feel they can't vote for a Conservative Party that has brought in Brexit as an expedient way of dealing with its own problems. So those people who feel that way, who do they vote for? This is a real conundrum for people. So that's why we're seeing talk of a progressive alliance to try and build up a head of steam, not just among the 48% who voted in favour of remaining in the European Union, but also those people who want to defend our schools, who want against grammar, the idea of imposing grammar schools, our National Health Service. Who do we vote for in a way that we can stop this already reported Tory landslide, in inverted commas, that we're to be expecting? Because the Labour Party has taken people for granted, they've lost Scotland already, they're probably going to lose Wales, and they're losing huge swathes of northern England. There's a real fundamental problem here. It goes much, much deeper than Jeremy Corbyn or Ed Miliband, even Tony Blair. And if the party doesn't address it, then the kind of Scotland-style wipeout that we've seen is, I really fear, is going to be repeated. Whether we like it or not at this election, we've got to be looking to other progressive parties to help us, because we are dealing with a Conservative Party that thinks it's already won, and with a predominantly number of newspapers who are on that side as well. And if we're not careful, we're going to get bounced into hard Brexit, and I'm not sure everybody wants that.
Billy Bragg, thank you for joining us from the bright lights of Brighton.
Thank you.